Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything movies, TV, comics, and entertainment. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go. Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. What is happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us this week. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host. He's a man of 1,004 aliases. His name is Padawan J.
Well, let me talk to you.
And boy, we have a lot to talk about. One series has dominated the airwaves and social media, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
So we have to get caught up on one of our favorite series. But before we do, Pad, we got to let everybody know where to go after the show.
ODPHpodcast.com.
Right on. Swing on over to the website. Check out the social media links. Check out the TeePublic Store link. Check out the Classifieds, which has friends of the show, such as 3FM Podcast, Dragon Master Games, and more. Also, check out the directory, because, Pat, how many providers do we on?
788,246.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever you listen to ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world to us. Leave a review on your favorite podcatcher. I'm told it helps the algorithm.
Allegedly.
Who am I to argue? Also, we have links for Fanlight Zone, your new home of comics pop culture. The site is blowing up every day. The YouTube channel is exploding right now. So if you're hearing our voice, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, because you don't want to miss all the exclusive interviews that are coming out. Matthew Rosenberg just swung by, who is writing If Destruction Be Our Lot, coming out to Image Comics, and is also taking over Spawn in the very near future. So you want to hear all the details going on with that. And we have more on the way, so I don't want to jinx anything right now, but trust me, you want to make sure you're subscribed and don't miss it. And also, if you're looking for those comic book reviews, they're all on fanlightzone.com. Over 30 this week, let alone YouTube.
Hey.
If you're talking comics, you got to be talking Fanlight Zone. Last but certainly not least, though, on the ODPH website, we have a fantastic music section with such groups as Brian Wolf and the Howlers, Second Suitor, Tom Jolu, Floodlands, and Shout Out the Robots, all amazing musicians you need to follow. Probably adding one more, but we still have to clear that legal red tape.
Sleep Token.
Who knows? Maybe.
Bad Omens.
No, that'd be cool.
At this point, I'm just revealing what bands I like.
Yeah, I was going to say you're watching our YouTube playlist, so you never know. We have to clear that up, so once we get that cleared, we're going to take care of that. And for anything else I might have forgotten, that is the ODPH. You can find it at odphpodcast.com. And if you're still using hashtags on social media, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? I say. Allegedly. So that being said, we did tease we're talking about a show we have to get caught up on, and that is Daredevil Born Again Season 2. The monster hit from Marvel Television, and Disney Plus has returned with a vengeance. Charlie Cox has reprised his role as the one and only Matt Murdock. Vincent D'Onofrio is back as Wilson Fisk. Deborah Ann Woll is back as Karen Page, and their power play for New York City under Mayor Fisk's regime has definitely taken some drastic turns.
I'm not sure between this and The Pit, which show I hate the credits to start for more, because it's a real close race right now.
It's debatable right now because there's so much TV coming back, so we're going to have a lot to talk about here on the podcast in the next couple of weeks, that honestly, this has raised the bar for other shows coming back, like The Boys on Amazon Prime. Invincible has been rocking and rolling.
Did not realize The Boys would be releasing last night. I thought it was coming out tonight.
Amazon
that was a surprise.
Amazon has done that from time to time.
Yeah,
they've done a quiet release. To see if everybody's paying attention. So we have to get caught up on that. So we'll definitely be talking about that in the near future here on the ODPH. But in the meantime, though, we have to get caught up on episodes 2, 3, and 4 since last we talked to you, the ODPH Society. So we are going to be recapping Shoot the Moon, episode 2, The Scales and the Sword, episode 3, and Gloves Off, episode 4. So that being said, if you're new to the show, once again, thank you for checking us out. We'd like to give a spoiler-free statement, and then we give a countdown. At that point, you have to be like The Clash. Do you stay or do you go? If you stay, you're going to hear theories. You're going to hear full spoilers. You're going to hear breakdowns. You're going to hear some stuff that if you don't want to have the show ruined, you might want to duck out. But that's why you download the episode. Look on the liner notes, because Pat puts the timestamp in when we start talking spoilers, so you don't have anything ruined. And then when you watch the show, catch back up, jump in the conversation, and hit us up on social media. It's that simple, folks. Can't make it any easier. So that being said, Pat, It's been a while since we talked Daredevil Born Again. Obviously,
Yes.
we talked episode 1,
Yes.
2, 3, and 4. Give me your spoiler-free statement.
Thought it's been really good television. And like I said, The Pit, obviously one of the hottest shows on TV right now and streaming. Daredevil, seriously, neck and neck right there with it for me in just how good it has been, because I had a lot of anticipation and a lot of, expectations for this show coming back for season 2, just because of where it ended. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to leave New York? Because, hey, if you haven't looked at, a map lately, a lot of the Marvel Universe takes place in New York. So it's kind of integral to how things are going with how New York is doing. And I was like, all right, how's this going to go? How's this going to work? Fisk as mayor? On paper, not a good thing.
Yeah.
Not good. See the comics. And so when the first episode came back, I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. I really like where this is going. And 2, 3, and 4 have kind of cemented that with just how good it is and just how breakneck pace the show has taken.
Yeah, this has really escalated.
Yeah.
And I like it. I think by the time we got to the end of episode 3, we really got to where we need to be. Mm-hmm. So with only 8 episodes, there isn't a lot of time to have filler episodes. There's not a lot of time to dilly-dally, if you will. Mm-hmm. You have to hit the ground running, and there's a lot of material to go through. I really thought episode 4, they really hit their stride.
Yeah.
And I know that there's been a ton of stuff leaked out about possible characters returning and such.
Right.
So we really have to keep this in context that they have a small window to get from point A to point B.
So we are now halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm. And we do know that everything wraps up on May 5th. Mm-hmm. So there has to be a go, go, go from here on out. And I think they got to the point where they need to.
Yeah.
I still have a couple questions about where certain characters are going to wind up going. I think they tipped their hand on one last night as we record. So there's a lot to go into, but I think the performances have been on point. I think anybody that was worried about the time off hurting the show, you can put your fears at ease.
Yeah, really.
I really think they've ramped up certain characters. However, though, there is one that, as great as they have been in this series, in this season in particular, if they're doing what I think they're doing, I'm not going to be happy by the time the season's done. So we'll get into that when we talk some spoilers. But we really have to recap some things. So, Pat, in 3, 2, 1, let's talk spoilers.
Like I said, I thought the episode was incredible. The episodes were incredible. I thought they were spectacular. The acting was amazing. Just the way the stories played out has been absolutely insane. That just when I think I've got it figured out and it can't get any crazier, the crazy meter gets turned up to like 12. So it's been fun to watch, though.
It's been very good. And I've been excited. Episode 3, I thought they really got the ball rolling at the end. Mm-hmm. Episode 4, I think, has been their strongest thus far.
Agreed.
However, the problem I have right now of how this is setting up, at least initially, why are we getting a redemption arc for Bullseye? I do not like this. It's nothing against Wilson Bethel. He's been playing him amazingly.
Yeah.
But Bullseye is a psychopath for a reason. The redemption thing doesn't really match up. And I do struggle with it because there's certain villains you don't.
Sure.
So unless this is some long play, which if it is, hey, I'll be the first one to say on the show I was wrong.
Sure.
I don't like how they're setting it up.
See, I don't know if it's not. I didn't take it necessarily to be a redemption story. That just, it's one of those, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Either you're in or you're not. I don't care what you say. I'm going to do it anyway. That, like, it's just, to borrow the phrase from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, wild card, bitches. That he's going to do, he's got a plan. He's got something he wants to do. He doesn't care what Daredevil thinks. He's like, fuck it. You can help me or you can just sit there and do whatever you want.
Yes, but see, for him, though, that's the only thing I don't like because in the comics, he's just literally all about killing.
No, yeah, but the thing of it is with the current, the way things are currently playing out in Manhattan, with the way Fisk has everything set up, with the Vigilante Task Force and their methods and the way they're going about things that we see play out in episodes 2, 3, 4, let alone the fact what we see play out in episode, I forget if it was 2 or 3, the courtroom scene.
3.
The way it plays, that's real, again, to borrow the phrase, that's really cramping his style. That, like, he can't do what he wants. He can't, get done what he wants to because, well, there's really no room for moving.
Right, which I get, but still at the same point, just how it's been written. Mm-hmm. That's my only real complaint thus far. And it's nothing against the character. It's nothing against the actor. But I just know from the comics, like, just feels weird.
Sure.
It just does not sit well with me. But I'm still locked in, though, nevertheless. Because as we jump into episode 2, and I will say, I wasn't blown away by this as much as I thought it was going to be, because they come off the great opening where Bullseye is the one who saves Daredevil when Cherry's having a heart attack in his apartment.
Has it written on the knives, the message.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I get it, but I also am not a super big fan of this. But okay, we'll see what the long play is here.
Sure.
So this allows, though, Cherry to survive and be saved on the show, which I thought was good, because I think if you took him off the board too early, that's going to be a problem, because you can't have the Kingpin keep winning and Daredevil keep losing. There has to be some common ground.
Then it's unrealistic.
Yeah, completely. But then it's like we start getting Murdoch's play going on, because obviously what he did with the Northern Star, the ship he sunk in the Hudson River there, this has now become the catalyst for his case against Kingpin. And the one thing that Matt Murdock has always believed in is the system. When it doesn't work, that's when he's Daredevil and does Daredevil things. It's a very complex dynamic.
Karen even brings it up at one point in these episode 2 or 3, I forget which one it is. But she even brings it up, like, why are we doing it this way when he's basically breaking every rule in the system? Like, why are we playing by this? Why are we playing by the rules? And Matt goes back to that. They're like, listen, it's the way it's got to be done.
Well, that's how he's always been, though. He has always been, for lack of a better term, loyal to the system. And it's a gift and a curse, because if he buys in one way, he's either Spider-Man, or if he buys in the other way, he's Frank Castle. So it's always been the confliction that's made his character up and his beliefs. But to see him like this, it's a fine line to walk, but he winds up doing it. But he does find out, though, Cherry is safe, things are okay. For now, but then Fisk is now running the PR spin. And that's the one aspect I do like, because they've really played up to the political angle in this manner. And, usually I do not like politics in this fashion, but
this was a masterpiece.
This is a masterpiece of it.
Yeah.
Because this really played into Fisk's game of being mayor. And this is what he's wanted all the time, because he gets all the power he can do.
Yep.
He now spins it that Matt Murdock is missing. And he wants to go save the hero of New York.
Because there were a lot of people in the room when Fisk got shot at, and Matt saved his life.
So it's been kind of the safe deposit box, if you will, that Fisk doesn't want to go into, because if he reveals that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, that hurts his reputation.
And it's very easy to get all of New York and the surrounding boroughs to jump on this case, because while we haven't heard anything concrete, the little pieces we've heard in those man on the street interviews is that he's very popular, and by he I mean Fisk. He's very popular as mayor right now.
Yeah. So, which, I mean, listen, the people love Fisk. That's the one thing that Murdoch can't understand, but crime is down. People are making money.
Yeah.
Listen, he's doing what he should be doing as a politician. That's granted, I do not agree with his morals, but he's making everybody that's living in New York better, which is wild of a statement to make. But this is where he's using his PR spin and his power, because, like I say, his emergency break glasses, he reveals Matt Murdock is. That's where I was trying to go with the safe deposit box. Like it's literally his ultimate weapon against him. But he can't take the PR hit that this is the case, because how it's going to look on him and where he stands. Like, he just can't do it with his own ego. But now he's made it absolutely impossible for Murdoch to be in public. So now he has to hide in the shadows. And it's a smart PR move, which I have to give him on that. But then episode 2 kind of dips into another character, and that's Angela Del Toro. So we do see her and her aunt witness a robbery
in a bodega.
Yep. So this is a very interesting character because obviously Camille Rodriguez, who's playing Angela, is the niece of the original
White Tiger Hector Ayala.
Yes. So to see that she's now picking up the mantle after he was murdered, this is where the start of her origin story begins. And go.
I really like the scene too, just because it starts off innocently enough that they're in there, they're there to get like some snacks or some food or whatever it is. And it's that typical thing you've seen in like Law and Order or any crime drama over the last 30 years or so. You know, show up to buy something in a bodega, a couple people show up, things go south. You know, the bodega owner pulls the gun out from behind the counter because, hey, it's not his first rodeo. You know, and then obviously who shows up? The AVTF, and then it goes further south from there.
Yeah, because they're taking everybody down. Not just the person that's involved in the robbery, but everybody there because they're all saying how this is wrong. And you know, it's a very tough scene to watch.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So there's no shying away from that. But the result is Angela goes looking for Matt Murdock, finds his partner, Kristen McDuffie.
Yep.
And this is where she also finds Hector's amulet of power. So it is the start of her origin story, which I like how they're setting it up.
Yep.
And obviously Murdock needs as much help as he can get.
Yeah, no kidding.
So this is a very cool scene to do. I mean, it's such a weird dynamic, too, especially in Kirsten's case, because Nikki M. James, who plays her, is trying to do the right thing and trying to be, you know, the Matt Murdock in this, but with her court cases, like, there's only so much she can do.
She's trying to do the same thing, but with not as polite a tongue.
Right. So she's really making, you know, the case for Angela to pick up the mantle. And not because she's trying to force her in the role, but this is what sparks every single vigilante that you know, well, with the exception of Frank Castle, I would say, that, you know, when the system is not working, what are you going to do about it? And this is, you know, the life of the vigilante, so to speak, and this is what you know her uncle did, and now she's wanting to step in those footsteps because she knows that Fisk has to go down. Somebody else that knows that Fisk has to go down is BB Urich, who is still running her very viral campaign to take him down. Janaea Walton is playing her, is now dressing up as Fisk.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know who on the creative team came up with this whole concept, but this is fantastic.
Well, if you remember, and Pat, you may not, and yes, I'm dating myself with this. This is very similar to that Max Headroom time period in the 80s where one station was hacked. I believe it was in Chicago.
Okay.
And it's still a mystery to this day how it happened, and somebody was wearing a mask, and go Google it.
Right.
You can find out about it.
Don't remember that, but I will reiterate this whole sequence over the last couple episodes is fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, this is a throwback for me because I remember seeing that when it was going on. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is this? But this is kind of a play off this because now she's damaging Fisk's reputation.
Right.
And that's the one thing that Fisk can't handle. He wants everybody to love him no matter what. So when they see this play out, this is driving Fisk absolutely crazy because this is taking place inside his own building.
Well, yeah, it's taking place inside his own building. The general public inside the city, who knows how far out this is reaching, whether this is reaching the country, the world, like the internet these days, anything's possible. But the worst part of this is the I think it's his deputy mayor of communications, Daniel Blake, finds out about this and is talking to some of the other members inside Fisk's cabinet, and it's like a bad kept secret that like this is going on. But I don't think at this point Fisk is aware of it, and they're like, and whoever he's talking to at one point, like they're walking down a hall before they go to meet him, and she says to Blake like, "Hey, you got to tell him about this. That like." It's not going to be good if he finds out about this and you didn't tell him. And like, no, I can't tell him. I got to figure out who it is. You get to further in the episode, he finds out about it from somebody other than Blake, and he's about ready to take Blake's head off.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, did you know about this? And Blake's like, okay, yeah, I knew, but I was trying to figure out who it was before I told you.
Yeah, Michael Gandolfini, who plays Blake, is doing a great job in this role.
Tremendous.
Yeah, because he's so smitten with BB that he's willing to look past Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's crazy to see him do this.
I think he's also 98.5% certain that it's BB doing it. but because he's so smitten with her, he knows what will happen if he turns her into Fisk.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting dynamic here.
Yeah.
But it's a fun subplot. So it's cool to watch. But how this episode wraps up is the AVTF attacks Josie's. So the secret headquarters of Matt Murdock is now under siege.
Yep.
And this is where Daredevil does what Daredevil does. And it ends going into the Scales and Sword episode 3 where they take somebody hostage. One of the AVTF members, Alan Saunders. And more or less he says, hey, I want to work with you.
Yep.
Fisk is going crazy too much. Like, you need to go stop him.
I was on board with this at first, but then I saw some stuff, and now I'm not.
Well, I think that's what they're realizing with Fisk and just the amount of tyranny he's doing. That eventually, if you have any kind of moral compass, it snaps.
Or any kind of constitution.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that you have to kind of see on an individual basis in that line of work. So to see Saunders flip on him, that was predictable. I would say I'm not mad about it, but but you knew somebody eventually was going to have to flip.
Right.
And he starts coughing up information, gives him the security card, and starts talking about the deal with the governor of New York, and like they start really diving into the Northern Star situation.
Yep.
Which is very, very telling.
And this is all being told to the governor, or at least anonymously.
Yeah.
Told to the governor right before she has a meeting with him.
Yeah. So this is now another political dynamic to the show, which is working because there is a struggle with Fisk and how much power he's got, and he's not going to give it up. He does make a flex, though, that gets somebody in very big trouble because now is the trial of Jack Dukanesk, a.k.a. Swordsman, and he is not being detained with everybody else in Gen Pop by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
He is in a secret location. And since he does not have his rights, he's subject to whatever Fisk is allowing him to get access with.
Which, and it ain't much.
No, it's definitely not. So this is where Kristen is coming in. She's let in by blindfold.
Well, it's not even a blindfold. It's like a blackout.
Yeah.
I think she called it blackout goggles or something like that. That like they put them over her eyes. You can barely see anything, and I think that was just for the visual effect of like it, so it wasn't a black screen while we're watching. But they lead her through this. It's like through at least 2, if not 3, security doors, and they finally let her in to see him, and have this sit down interview before. And listen, let's not call this a trial because that's not what this is.
Oh, it's absolutely not.
If this is a trial, I'm the King of England, and it just goes further south from there.
Well, that's the whole thing, that they know there's really no case against him. There's the quote-unquote psychological examination that Heather Glenn gave him.
But we know that's been forged.
Because
she's bought into Fisk.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's scorned by Matt Murdock, wants to take him down, willing to cross the line with Fisk.
Yep.
So she's now tampered with evidence. They know that there's nothing there to really connect him in this case.
Right.
But the prosecution connects him with the Fisk's Safer Streets initiative, which is outlawing vigilantes. So it's spun in a way that Dukanesk is guilty.
Oh, and he knows.
And he knew it.
He knew it. I mean, give credit to Kirsten. That she tried getting at least the trial delayed because she has a break, but it's not a super long one. She approaches the bench with the prosecutor and basically goes, "Listen, give me an hour, whatever it is." She says some amount of time because here's all I had to do to get in to meet my client, and that only happened a couple days ago.
Yeah,
I haven't had time to build this case. I haven't had anything. Blah blah blah. And they basically like, yeah, no, we're going to keep going with this.
Yeah, so it is an interesting
with this farce.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the levels he goes to, but it's not anything completely shocking because it's Wilson Fisk. If you read enough comics, you know what he's capable of, and this is why he's the kingpin of crime. This is why he runs New York. Yeah. Like it's a wild thing, but it is why he's not been able to been taken down by Daredevil, Spider-Man, and the Punisher to say the least.
It's always temporary, it's never permanent.
Right, but they go to take him away, and Daredevil now gets the information he can to find out where everybody's been hidden. And this is where I would say probably their best fight scene they've had thus far.
Yeah.
Daredevil winds up going into the secluded jail and freeing everybody that they've had detained. So the entire AVTF lineup is now freed.
And he gets the information how to go in there from Kirsten, and she goes, well, I didn't see anything. I can't tell you how to get in there. And I love the smile on Charlie Cox's face when he goes, I can work with that.
Yeah. So once he gets that information, it's game on.
Yep.
And Angela's with him, saves the aunt. And they wind up getting, with Karen Page too. So that everybody's down there. Daredevil's fighting everybody going on. You do see the swordsman get some revenge too, which I know a lot of people are losing their minds online about.
Sure.
Like let's be honest. He's a swordsman.
Yeah.
If you give him a weapon that he can use as a sword-esque.
Yeah.
No pun intended. He's going to use it. He's going to go wreck some shop.
Yep.
So they wind up making a very dramatic escape. They get to safety.
Yep.
So you think it's a big bucket of win after this wild scenario.
He's driving one of the task force's vans away from the scene down a highway somewhere in the city. And then what ends up happening is Fisk finds out about this. He goes, all right, well, execute the plan. And while they're driving away, you start to hear explosions in the background. Because at that moment, Fisk has decided to have the task force blow up the Northern Star while the crew of salvagers, because mind you, there's still this cargo in the boat that we know what it is viewers, but the general public doesn't know what's on there. So they're trying to get it off, but they blow up the North Star while there's a crew of salvagers still on it, leading to the shock of Karen and Matt going, oh my God, he blew it up.
Well, they know their case is up in smoke, so they're in trouble.
Well, and I had the feeling that Fisk is going to pin this on Daredevil.
Of course. He needs something to take Murdoch down, so it makes perfect sense for him to do this.
Yeah.
So he now has some slight leverage. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
But he has enough.
Yeah.
But speaking of crazy, that's where we're going to episode 4. Because this is Gloves Off.
Yep.
And this opens in a New York state of mind.
Great. I love the song choice.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
You'll never be able to listen to that Billy Joel song again in the same light.
Try me.
Because they start off with Bullseye going out, starting his day, making some breakfast.
Just trying to have some breakfast, man.
Yep. Being a man of New York, man of the people. Goes to a diner, gets a milkshake. I can relate to this. And then he decides, well, he's going to place a call and say Frank Castle's in the diner.
Yeah. Well, he's got a gun.
Yeah. Why, Pad? Reasons.
Well, we end up finding out what those reasons
We find out what it is because, well, he's ready to kill some people. And boy, does he ever.
Holy Lord, this was... I hate saying it. This was awesome to see.
This was vintage Bullseye. If you have ever wondered how he is in the comics, this is it. I will admit, I marked out for this. I was like, now we're getting somewhere.
Kudos to the special effects folks during this whole sequence, too, and especially this whole episode with the Bullseye fight scenes. Fun to watch.
Yeah, completely. So he winds up taking everybody out in very gruesome fashion.
Doesn't one of the officers get in there and go, oh my God, that's Bullseye, and he's just like, yeah, I am. Coaster to the face.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, he's hamming it up, which that is the Bullseye that I know, and I'm going, oh man.
Only thing missing is Freebird playing while this is going on.
I mean, it can't be the Kingsman all the time.
I know,
but it's one of the best fight scenes ever.
The best fight scene.
Yeah. So they shift gears though, and we go back to Matthew Lillard's Mr. Charles.
God, this guy's creepy.
Yeah, which I'm still trying to figure out who he is. I understand that it's somebody...
Mephisto. Sorry, Habit.
He's got to be somebody from the comics, and I cannot put my finger on it.
It's got to be someone big, though.
Well, the only one I was originally saying was the Owl, which we really haven't delved in. If you know your Daredevil lore, you know who the Owl is.
Right.
So would it make sense for that? Sure. But he is now crashed into Fisk's warehouse, and more or less they're now having a standoff about who's moving what weapons. We need this because obviously we know he's got a connection to one Contessa, and that is not sitting too well that she has to wait. So it's a very big power play between Fisk and Charles.
I'll say whoever he is, he's got some cojones on him, because Fisk walks in the room and he's basically sitting there kicked back with his feet on Fisk's desk.
Yeah. No, he's definitely unhinged.
Yeah.
I just can't think who he could be. Because like this is more of a this would be a Bullseye move, to be honest with you.
Sure.
But I'm trying to think who of Daredevil's rogues might fit up in that. And there's a couple. I mean, granted, the Owl is the only one I think I'd like to see kind of get cast in this light, but I don't think we've seen him in that manner. So in that situation, I don't know who he's going to be. I mean, granted, if he's Stiltman, I'm going to laugh completely hilariously about that. But we do see that great standoff, and then this is when Fisk obviously has got a little bit of backup going on because Mr. Cashman is with him too. Takes out the hired help of Mr. Charles and basically says, "You'll get your weapons when I'm ready. You can blame Daredevil, but you'll get it when I'm good and ready."
Yep.
So they do shift a little gears to Matt Murdock's investigation, and he does wind up tracking down Bullseye based off his detective skills. And this leads into, well, what would you expect? A calm conversation?
No.
Rational minds? No, Daredevil's going in to go whoop his ass.
Yep.
Obviously, he's got a little bit of grudge because Foggy is quote-unquote dead. I do not believe it. Read comics, folks. But we do see that he goes in to confront Dex and basically say, hey, I know that you want to go take care of Fisk because he's going to have this charity boxing match. Reasons. So you can't do this because he's just calling you out. And Dex is trying to explain himself. And this annoyed me. Just because this is where I'm getting the redemption arc. Which I'm like, why? Why? Like, you feel guilty you killed Foggy? So, like, of all the people you have killed, you feel guilty about this, so you want to make it up. Not...
Maybe Fisk didn't meet him on the payment. Maybe he made an agreement on like getting paid, and Fisk negged him on it.
See, if you know your Daredevil history, this is just in general. This is not like you directly.
No, yeah.
They faked Foggy's death in the comics.
Right.
Bullseye is connected with that, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So it's weird about how it's all set up. Vanessa's connected to it. Could she have been involved in this? Oh, absolutely.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Would not surprise me one bit. But it is kind of odd to see about him, like, having a moment of conscience. Which, I'm sorry, this is the easiest comparison I can make, and I know you have never seen this movie, and I do not blame you, is when they tried making Carnage into a sympathetic character in a love story in Venom 2.
Oh, I heard about it, but I've not seen either Venom.
Right.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's like it just doesn't fit.
It's like trying to give Zaz a redemption arc in Batman.
Yeah, you can't. Like, they're psychotic.
That's why I don't think it's a redemption arc. There's something behind this.
Right, which, I mean, but that's the only thing. Like, if he didn't get his money, he would go find the person who didn't give him his money. So, like, there's something weird with this. And that's why I say, like, my knee-jerk reaction is redemption. And I'm like, you can't. No, this just will not fly.
Right.
But they wind up getting into a big old fight because Murdock is not here in this. And basically saying, listen, you kill Fisk, he becomes a martyr.
With people watching, too.
Oh, yeah.
Door gets open to the apartment.
Well, I mean, his neighbors are supporting Dex. I mean, he's a great neighbor.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like I say, New York loves Dex.
Sure.
So they wind up kind of buying him a little bit of time because he does make an escape. And this now is setting up for what is going to happen at Fogwell's gym, which is ironically the
That's
gym.
deliberately chosen.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the venues in New York City you could have chosen. Madison Square Garden would have made a hell of a lot of sense, especially given the history of that building. And I get it's not the same one as the years back, but whatever. But any of the buildings you could have done this in New York, and you went with that one. That was deliberately done.
Yeah. So this is, really obviously wanting to get on a personal level. There is a backstory going on here too, and I did not like how this all played out either.
Okay.
So Karen Page is now getting recorded testimony from the people that were imprisoned by Fisk to use as evidence.
Yep.
Which I'm in the back of my head, I'm going, will this stand up in court? I don't know.
Maybe.
But if you make it viral, would it make some sense? Yeah, it would definitely cause some problems because they wind up talking to Angela's aunt.
The only thing I can see with this possible, like, it'd be tough because, again, I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
But, like, if there's no official arrest record that these people were ever taken into custody by the task force, how is this going to stand up in court as evidence?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole different dynamic to this.
Right.
But the one person that they wind up getting on tape is Christophe Sava, who is the Northern Star's first mate. And he bleeds out everything.
Stool pigeon.
Yeah.
Singing like a canary.
Yep. He rats out Fisk. He rats out Daredevil to a degree. Like, nobody's off limits.
You got to figure that just given the state of what the ship was in, there were probably some folks he knew on that boat when it blew.
Oh, yeah, completely. So he talks everything up.
Yep.
And then he is more or less promised immunity. They'll protect him. And the minute this happened, I went, oh, he's going to get killed.
Dead men tell no tales.
Yeah. This is also like the same point, too, which I said they tipped their hat. We have Karen and Matt before they go on their ways for this episode. I love you. I love you. I'm already calling it right now. Karen Page is getting that Billy Club right to the gut via bullseye.
Good man.
It's Guardian Devil, folks. The Kevin Smith, Joe Quesada run. Mark the tape right now. We are getting that. I think they've already tipped their hat. Like, she's not making it through the season.
Good man.
So we'll have to wait to see, but they sent Sava off with some agents. Meanwhile, Fisk is getting ready for his boxing match.
They offer to give him a mouth guard. He goes, not going to need it. He's not going to hit me.
Yeah, which I thought was kind
bold
of
strategy, Cotton.
I thought it was odd. Like, even for Fisk.
Yeah.
But at this point, too, he sends his right-hand man, Cashman, to go take care of the business.
Well, because Cashman's phone rings, and he goes, I believe you have some business to go take care of.
Yeah, so he gets tipped off the location where Sava is. Sure enough, kills everybody there. So right there, your star witness is off the board. So now will the viral video hold up as evidence? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. But we'll obviously be watching to find out. So the boxing match takes place, as one would expect. Vanessa shows up.
Despite Fisk telling her not to.
Right, because he spent the past 2 rounds beating the absolute snot out of this guy and was ready to kill him.
And this is after she's met with the governor of New York in a meeting without Fisk, basically trying to get the governor on his side. And the governor says, I can't in good conscience support what the mayor does, but I can support the mayor and his wife.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't like the sound of that.
No, I don't either.
So she goes from that meeting to the boxing match, which throws Fisk off, and all of a sudden, he's probably regretting not having a mouth guard in.
Well, he gets punched.
Right in the cheek.
Yep, and of course, he's wearing all white, too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's his style.
It's his style, but listen, it's boxing.
Style and profile.
Oh, just such a bad combination.
Oh, yeah.
So he winds up wearing some blood. That does not set well with him. So he winds up, putting in a can of whoop ass.
If this guy's alive at the end of the episode, he's breathing through a straw.
Yeah, he looked like he was taken out of the equation.
Good Lord.
But all the while, sure enough, who comes crashing the party but Dex? And Dex is obviously wrecking shop.
Yeah.
So, while this is going on, you see that Vanessa does take a shot at him with a gun she's got.
And this is, mind you, with plainclothes task force members there, uniformed task force members there. And remember, before the fight started, when the task force leader guy is talking with Fisk, and they're talking like, hey, here's what we've got, you'll be fine. Fisk deliberately said it. Maybe he was trying to bring in Daredevil, and maybe he was trying to bring somebody in. He mentioned, leave the front door open.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he meant it literally, but I think in this context he meant don't protect the front door.
Well, I think he was trying to draw Daredevil out to make a scene.
Sure.
I mean, this was all built up to get Daredevil.
Sure.
And it worked to a degree because he shows up to stop Dex.
Yeah.
But he does not stop him before Dex, even though he took that bullet.
Was only, what, in the shoulder?
Yeah.
Somewhere up there?
They didn't go for the head.
Yeah.
And he's got the bullseye on his head, too. Listen,
Yes.
I'm sorry, folks. It just writes itself.
Yes.
He winds up getting a glass ornament.
Uh-huh.
and why? Because there's all this memorabilia of Fisk, the bobbleheads.
Well, I'm guessing again because this is all charity for his something to do with the city. Whether it's actually going to be used for the city. It's
the Safer Streets initiative, I believe.
That's
it's to back that up.
Yeah, it's for that. But whether you believe that or not, well, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you.
Right.
But presumably all this stuff is here because hey, we're going to auction this off at the end of the night with proceeds going to the initiative. Yeah. So hey, free weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was for that. But if not, hey, ODPH bot folks, correct us. So that being said, Dex goes to throw the glass ornament at Vanessa, but Fisk winds up hitting it in midair with his championship belt he had, which
the winner's belt,
yeah, which I'm still like, this is a charity boxing match. Like, why do we have but reasons, folks?
Fisk's ego.
So it shatters. Daredevil comes in.
Yep.
And he stops Fisk from killing Bullseye.
Yep.
They wind up going flying through the window. Which, by the way, I guess this is just my over-analyzing things. Daredevil is on his back, not moving very quickly at all in the middle of the street. And you're trying to tell me there isn't an AVTF agent somewhere nearby?
Well, he took out 7 or 8 of them.
I mean, Bullseye did.
Oh, yeah, that's what
Daredevil took out a couple, but still. But I'm like, somebody could not have gotten Daredevil at this moment in time. But then again, the season would have been a wrap then, so I understand why. Yeah. But then we find the biggest shock of the night is Vanessa turns, and she has got a piece of that ornament stuck in her head.
Up above her ear.
Yeah, so it's right in the temple.
Yeah.
And she is bleeding out.
I don't think it's lethal, but it ain't good.
It's definitely not good. And that's how this episode runs. So there's a lot to take away from this. I mean, first and foremost, they have now escalated things between the 3 key players, Daredevil, Bullseye, and Kingpin.
Yep.
Each, to a degree, have suffered a big loss. Bullseye, not so much. But how he's going to ultimately play out, we don't know. But we do know that, obviously, Vanessa, she should survive this, which I think she will. Fisk is going to amp up everything he's doing.
Listen, it's nothing against the actress. I'm kind of hoping she doesn't, just so we can see Fisk go nuts.
Well, that's the thing. With Vanessa, it's always been tricky in the comics because
she's the only thing holding him back.
Right. So, I mean, even at one point, too, she takes off and is like wants him away from the crime life. And
and she mentioned as much in one of these episodes.
Yeah, because she sees how things are escalating, and it just kind of...
And he basically tells her, like, I don't think I could live that life.
Right, yeah, which, I mean, listen, he this is the only thing he knows, so it's a tough idea to have. But, so, how her story is going to play out, I mean, I would not doubt they write her off the show, per se, and she's in Europe or something.
Could be.
Because I know that they've done that in the comics before.
Yeah, what was it? The Ultimate Comics, he disappeared to, well, I say disappeared, he left and fled to, like, some country in South America.
Yeah.
That, like, didn't have extradition with the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Like,
so, like, it'll be a country that, like, oh, hey, conveniently doesn't have extradition.
Yeah, Vanessa will do something. Yeah. She'll get herself out of the country. Yeah. And then it just depends, like, if they want to try introducing the Rose and because, I mean, there is a chance Mr. Charles is the Rose, but it wouldn't be the father's son.
Yeah.
It would just be he'd be his own character and do something.
Listen, the only thing we know about Matthew Lillard's character is, well, he's friends with Ms. Fontaine.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a friend to have.
Yeah. So, like I say, could he be the Rose? I don't know.
Could be.
I mean, that's just something they could play out, and that would be an interesting twist to everything.
I maintain. Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have a lot of ground to cover with Vanessa, and especially now in the situation. But we also do know Jessica Jones is due any moment.
Yep.
And with 4 episodes left, I would not doubt we see her next week.
I know some people are treating that like a spoiler, but they announced that a long time ago.
They announced it at Comic-Con in New York.
Right.
Because that's when the trailer dropped last year.
Right.
The only thing that's a spoiler, and...
Listen, I get it.
I get it, but I'm like...
It's like the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
I think everybody figured it.
Yeah, we do know that Mike Coulter has appeared on set as Luke Cage, and we do know that one Finn Jones is back as Iron Fist. Which
some point.
At some point. Now, do we know who or like when or how they're going to get brought into this?
Nope.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like, this is a situation that it came out, it was made, in the trailer for the rest of the season for Daredevil, Jessica Jones refers to her daughter.
Yeah.
Which, if you know the comics, she has a daughter with Luke Cage. So that would make a lot of sense to bring him in for that. Just how they want to do the Heroes for Hire. Who knows? I mean...
and plus the thing of it is, too, is you think back to when all of the Netflix series and then that iteration got canceled. From then until like a year ago, whatever it was, Coulter and Finn Jones were real silent on whether they would or wouldn't play the character again. But then you had Daredevil come back and it started back up again and blah, blah, blah. And both Coulter and Finn Jones were like, I don't know, maybe, maybe not. If the cards play out right, we'll see. But Kristen Ritter almost immediately was like, no, yeah, love to do it. Would love to come back and whatever else. But now, as we've gotten closer to season 2, Finn Jones and Mike Coulter both kind of changed their tune a little bit. That all of a sudden they're more like, okay, yeah, no, I'm on board with this. Like, I would love to do this. I mean, I'm looking at their IMDb pages. Finn Jones ain't been doing much the last couple of years because the last thing he's credited for is something called The Visitor, which came out in 2022. He did a couple things in 2022, 2021, but in between those, really nothing else. And then Coulter, well, we know he's been busy. He had the series on CBS, Evil, but that's been canceled. He was on an episode of a TV series called Accused, but that was in 2024. And then he was on something called Alarum, that came out this year. But outside that, he ain't got much going on.
Well, I think that we have to kind of look at it in a couple different perspectives. There was a lot of uncertainty with Iron Fist and Finn Jones coming back to the role.
Yeah.
If you believe a lot of the rumors, there was a lot of play in there because I think for how Iron Fist came out on Netflix, it wasn't
season 1 good, season 2 well, it happened.
It happened, but there's been so much rumor and innuendo going on that. You have to kind of take in perspective, and plus with the source material too, I don't think they did it true justice. And I mean, if you really want to find out the real deal going on with Iron Fist, I'll definitely shout out JVD and the Deadly Podcast of Kung Fu. He does a great job recapping Shang-Chi and Iron Fist stories. So definitely he would be able to tell you some great storylines they should have done, and they never did. Like, they teased the Matt Fraction series at the end of season 2, but they never touched upon it. And then, things happened, and then with Mike Coulter, like you alluded to, like he was on Evil. That was tying up things for him to come back.
Because he was a regular on that. He was on 50 episodes.
Right. And then we had the uncertainty about where they were going in the timeline.
Right.
We all try forgetting that they were still doing the multiverse and Kang. And does the Heroes for Hire fit in that equation?
Well, and plus, when the rights reverted back to Marvel from Netflix, we weren't sure, is it going to continue in the iterations we saw, or are we going to act like that never happened?
Right. So there's a lot of uncertainty with that.
Sure.
So to see them now officially buy back in, and I'm sure that they had it laid out after seeing Daredevil season 1 on Disney Plus.
Well, listen, I wouldn't fault them for waiting.
Oh, I wouldn't either. Because if you were going to have something watered down in full comparison to what you had on Netflix, I wouldn't do it either.
Sure.
You have to live up to the expectations. But I think that's when you saw when John Bernthal came back. Oh, we had the Punisher. That we had probably a more realistic to the comics Punisher, but we had a Punisher that forget your PG-13 rating. So I think once they saw that, then it gave enough incentive to buy in. And plus, it depends on what source material they're doing, which I think luckily they're staying away from Shadowland, and it's staying just around that Devil's Reign stuff. So listen, this is the time to bring him back. How they're going to bring him back ultimately, I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe at San Diego Comic-Con this year, we get a Hall H and we get maybe an update on it. I know, granted, it's focused on the movies per se, but I know with time, coming around, brand new day.
Well, and plus the thing, too, I could see him focusing more on the television side of things because, let's face it, we know what's coming for the MCU and the films in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. It's not a secret. It's Doomsday, and then it's Secret Wars. Secret Wars. I don't think Marvel is going to announce anything past Secret Wars, so one could presume, hey, we might tell you a little bit about those movies, but let's focus on the TV side of things.
Well, I think if they do focus on the TV, that's the smarter play to do.
Because I really think Marvel learned from the last go-round from between Infinity War and Endgame, where they announced all of these movies taking place after Endgame, and I remember, and I could be wrong, but I very distinctly remember Black Panther 2 being announced before Endgame. And Chadwick Boseman, before he had passed away, got asked about, what's going to happen with Black Panther 2? What are you going to do for Black Panther 2? It was like on some red carpet thing he did. I don't think it was Marvel related, but, it was for something else he was doing at the time. And he's like, well, I don't know anything about Black Panther 2. My character died in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it just led to all these awkward interview moments. So I really think come San Diego, will we find out some stuff? Maybe they'll do another 4-hour, seat reveal like they did for Doomsday and reveal who's all in Secret War. But, I think we could get a few things, but I think we'll definitely lean into the TV side of things.
Well, definitely should. I mean, because we do know, obviously, Vision Quest, we're still waiting to hear more about. Yep. We do know Wonder Man 2 is greenlit.
Yep.
So we do know that is coming. Outside the animation projects.
Yep. Zombies season 2 just got announced.
Yeah, so
did not see that coming.
No, definitely didn't see that one
Don't
coming.
expect to see Tom Holland in anything because, well, last I heard, as of the last week or so, Sony is still a hard no on Tom Holland and Spider-Man appearing in Marvel television.
Yeah,
which is a goddamn shame.
There's a whole argument to be made about how Vincent D'Onofrio can't appear in a Spider-Man movie. So, let's...
Marvel, well, no, you know what the reason is. We'll keep it simple. Sony hates money.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's how it's coming across, folks. That's just our interpretation of it. But, I mean, to kind of put it on a nice bow on this to wrap things up, we do know that the Defenders are making their appearance some way, somehow.
I'm willing to bet things are going to reach an absolutely breaking point for Matt.
Yeah.
That it's just going to get progressively worse and worse and worse until... Because let's face it, who does he have to help him in this situation? Okay, you got Karen, but okay, she can only do so much. Jack Swordsman, at the end of the 4th episode, I don't think we mentioned this, he's going off to retirement.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what, I'm getting too old for this. I'm done. He's like, I just spent 6 months in a jail cell. He's like, I'm going to go take a shower and burn these clothes. So he's out of help. You can't trust Bullseye any further than you can throw him. We know Frank Castle ain't coming through those doors anytime soon because it's already been said he's not showing up in season 2. That's why he's not been in any of the recaps.
Yeah, he's got his own show.
He's got his own thing coming in, plus he's going to be in Brand New Day. So who does he have to call? Oh, wait. He's got these 3 friends that I'm sure at some point you may hear him put in a phone call. Like, hey, need your help.
See, I just think they come and check on him regardless.
Yeah, that could
because I think what's going to happen is Fisk is going to do something that crosses the line in retaliation because of Vanessa.
That could be.
And that's going to draw out the Defenders.
Could be.
And this is where I think things are going to get really, really interesting.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah. So we'll have to wait to see about that and how it plays out after that. But
yeah.
I think for where we're at now with the show, it's in a good spot.
It's some of the best storytelling on TV right now.
Yeah, it's been very excellent. Like I think
I'm telling you right now, honestly, if you haven't seen Pitt, go watch Pitt. Season 1's done. Season 2 ending soon. 3rd season coming soon. Between this and Pitt, it's like 1A, 1B.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's in that conversation. But I think for what we got here, I think we really got a clear direction of where things are going. It's going to go off the rails very quickly.
Yeah.
And with 4 episodes left, that's where they really got to start picking some stuff up. I do have a feeling, though, in Requiem, which is episode 6, we're going to have our Foggy episode.
Probably.
Which I'm still saying, if he comes back alive, folks, just...
They haven't denied it.
Yeah, I was going to say, trust the comics.
I don't... And again, hashtag ODPH pod. I don't think we've had anybody, cast or crew, come out and outright deny, like, oh, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
They haven't done the whole J.J. Abrams, oh, no, he's not Khan.
Yeah.
He's not Khan.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait to see. But I think for where we are right now, very strong television,
yeah,
well worth the while, and especially standing out with the competition they have. Daredevil Born Again is a must-watch show, so with 4 episodes left, there's a lot to discuss. That being said, hit us up on that hashtag ODPHpod. What is your thoughts about episodes 1 through 4 of Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus, airing Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the streaming service known as Disney Plus? What can we say? That being said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Alan Dunford here from Top Hat Studios, co-writer and co-creator of Pocus Hocus and Grandma Chainsaw, and you guys are listening to the ODPH podcast.
Gonna be down to the punch, 'cause they can't bring me down if I'm already under the ground.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder, and you better listen to the ODPH podcast, or I'm coming for you, and Batman is coming for you.
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast, Pad, What you got?
Got a couple things to talk about. We're not going to do a full deep dive yet, but we're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord, which dropped on Disney Plus on Monday. First 2 episodes are out. Season's going to be season 1, should say, going to be 10 episodes. Season 2 already announced before season 1 even dropped. But yeah, we got the first 2 episodes out. Chapter 1 titled The Dark Revenge. Chapter 2 titled Sinister Schemes. If you watch both of them back to back, going to be about an hour. We'll say, spoiler free, fantastic first 2 episodes. Episode 1, really, really, really solid first episode. Gets everything going. Honestly, if you're not even a diehard Star Wars fan, you're a casual one, you've only seen the movies, you haven't seen a ton of the shows or even the animated stuff, this is super easy to jump into. Do you know who Darth Maul is? Okay, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Fantastic start. Super excited to see where this goes, and super excited to see where the rest of the season goes, because I've got some thoughts and I've got some expectations. We'll see if they actually happen, but I like the groundwork they are laying in this story thus far.
Yeah, this one definitely will be deep diving into at a later episode, but the initial reaction, yeah, you gotta love it.
Then going to talk about a date announcement, because we knew Avatar: Last Airbender Season 2, the live action adaptation on Netflix, was coming. Finally got a release date for Season 2, and that is June 25th. They released a trailer last week with a little bit of behind the scenes. The cast talking about their expectations and their excitement for Season 2. Gotta say, looks good from what they filmed. I enjoyed Season 1 for what it was. Is it a one-to-one adaptation of the animated series to this live action format? No, but I still enjoyed it on some level, and I'm interested to see where they go for Season 2, because listen, if they can get Mick Foley to show up in some capacity, I would be ecstatic. If you know, you know. If you don't, Google it. It's a fun story. But there's also some key moments in Season 2 that I'm excited to potentially see adapted in live action. I'm also not ready for the tissues I'm going to need to do if they do the Tales from Ba Sing Se. Leaves on the Vine. If you know, well, you're probably shedding tears right now.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited for this, though, because I'm a big fan of the original animated series. I mean, I'm excited for all the stuff they got coming with Avatar. Between this, they got the movies coming out here in the next couple of years. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, definitely very interesting to see what's happening in that Avatar universe. I was saying I was kind of curious to see how it would translate to live action, but can't complain about that. You know what else we can't complain about? New comic book day.
Oh, baby.
So let's talk about what we got going on over FanlightZone.com.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about my reviews, and these are ones you should absolutely pick up. First and foremost, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 26 from Joe Kelly. This is part 7 of 9 of the Death Spiral storyline. This storyline has been, I would say, the best storyline Marvel has done in the last decade or so, because this is just bonkers. Description reads, Death Spiral Part 7. Spider-Man is the last hero standing against Torment's onslaught. MJ, Eddie, and Dylan are in Torment's sight. Peter can't save them all. And Torment's newest ally just tipped the scales in the serial killer's favor. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, his new ally, I don't know how you're going to be able to stop that, because, oh boy, if you saw if you read Venom 256 last week, well, you know what it is. If you don't, well, go read that, then go read this, because holy moly. Also, with the way this one ends, oh boy. Not saying one thing or the other could happen, but if one thing happens, it's going to be a real big moment in Spider-Man history. I'm talking makes national news type of big, if it happens. Could I see it happen? Yeah, because they've not been afraid to throw some punches in this storyline.
Can we just say we have to give a shout out to Venom 256 and the greatest page of Spider-Man comics in recent memory.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I'm sorry, in my mind, Torment's a hero. You can't tell me otherwise. He did something that united the fan base.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
But alas.
Mm-hmm. Then we also got to mention Star Wars Shadow of Maul, issue 2 of 5 from Benjamin Percy. This one is a prequel to the series that just started on Disney Plus. And ironically, this issue is perfectly timed with the episode. I would recommend watching the first 2 episodes of the show before reading this issue, because almost every character that shows up in the show is then playing a part in this issue. So it was kind of weird how I watched the episodes and then I read the comic. I'm like, oh wow, this is working out perfectly. The description reads, though, the underworld explodes with scum and villainy as Maul looms in the shadows. Ruthless mercenaries are looking to unload Imperial treasure. Crime Lord Demis will stop at nothing to get it. Will Captain Lawson be able to thwart the exchange of the smuggled fortune? Time will tell. But yeah, no, super exciting stuff with the Shadow of Maul series. Then we've got Web of Venom, issue number 1 from Jordan Morris. This one reads, the even newer Venom. There's an even newer symbiote wearing hero on the scene, sporting the red and blue Spidey-inspired look on the streets of Earth 616, but it's not Mary Jane Watson, and it's not Eddie Brock or Peter Parker. But it is someone that Peter knows well, someone both he and Spider-Man have had many encounters with. Someone looking to use this new web-slinging identity to make their much-desired comeback. The saga of the new fan-favorite red and blue alien costume takes a whole new turn, kicking a classic Spider-Man character into a whole new direction that they have no intention of giving up. So, as the description reads, this is not Venom. This is not Carnage. This is not any other symbiote you are familiar with. Brand new symbiote. It's explained where they came from in the issue, so you get a clear explanation. They're not kidding when, it's not who you're expecting. I could give you 50 guesses. You would never guess who is wearing the symbiote. I'm not going to say it on air because I think it's really something you should read in the issue because your mind's going to get blown that it's actually this person. I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
But no, this one's super fun. You don't need to be familiar with the Death Spiral storyline going on in the Spider-Man side of things to read this. It mentions one thing that took place in that storyline, but it's not huge and it's not like dire, like, oh my God, you won't understand it if you read that issue. Like, it mentions it. It's just kind of like a passing thing, so you'll understand it. But I went in with like no expectations on this, and it honestly shocked me how much I enjoyed this issue.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest. It's nothing against the creative team.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a fan of that costume.
Sure.
And Venom, to me, with the exception of the greatest issue that has ever come out on that series, and that was the last one.
Sure.
Has not been one of my preferred books to read.
Sure.
I read it,
Sure.
but like I said, I've read it, but it's just not catching my eye enough.
Sure.
And like I know that's spawns out of that, so to speak.
Right. Well, and so it's not Venom. Again, not Venom. It's a symbiote, but it's not Venom. And there's a reason he's wearing the suit like that. And once you find out who the character is that's wearing the symbiote and why he does it, it makes all the sense in the world.
Fair point.
Then you've got Null, issue number 5 from Al Ewing, and holy smokes, this series is absolutely bonkers. Into the light, Null's desperate quest for new powers has brought him to the Lumina doorway, but passing through won't be easy. A familiar foe stands guard to judge Null's worthiness, the hard way if necessary. Will Null ascend to the glory, or will he descend into cosmic obscurity? Find out in this colossal fight for the light and the light force dimension. So, if you've read a certain Venom Original Sin storyline, you might have an idea. Who's having an idea who's showing up for this one?
Okay.
Knockdown drag-out fight that's absolutely nuts. But the thing I love with this series is each issue raises the stakes, and every time you think you've got it figured, you ain't got it figured. I thought a certain thing wouldn't happen, and then you get to the end of the issue, and certain thing happens, and I go, oh shit. So this is honestly one of the best series Marvel has going of their whole lineup right now. You cannot go wrong with Null and what Al Ewing and Tom Waltz have going on. It's fantastic. Last and certainly not least, you've got Mortal Thor issue number 9, also from Al Ewing. Listen, if you're going to buy this for any reason, get it for the cover because Alex Ross is on.
I mean, you can't go wrong with
Alex Ross is on the cover, but also if you are a longtime Thor fan, he is digging deep, and I mean deep into the lexicon of Thor villains for the folks showing up in the series. How about Radioactive Man?
That's a deep dive.
So he shows up in this issue. It says, quote, the Radioactive Man. Radiation can pass through solid walls. Radiation destroys human tissue. Radiation cannot be hit with a piece of wood and metal. Sigurd Jarlsson is only human. Dr. Chen Lu, the Radioactive Man, is not. Somewhere in the city, a man with a hammer faces a fight he cannot win. This series, a lot of fun. Certainly a bounce back from issue 8, which was the first miss in the series for me. But the ending of this, I like this one because he had to think outside the box. Couldn't exactly use his muscle and his hammer for this one. And then the ending. Finally seems like things might be taking a turn in his favor, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of see. I'm kind of skeptical of it. I mean, listen, the series has been solid so far.
Yeah.
But I just can't escape knowing that they're getting near issue number 12, and that kind of does make me worried to an extent.
Yeah.
My picks, I mean, I had a lot of them, so fanlightzone.com if you really want to get the deep dives, I'll kind of hit you with some bullet points. Action Comics 1097, so they have been in the middle of the reign of the Superboys.
Oh.
So if you've been following since DCKO, Clark Kent is missing. In the time stream, young Superboy is trying to find his way in these early days, and he gets visited by a pair or trio of heroes, rather, Pad. You can't see the cover really from here. That is Booster Gold, that is Mary Marvel, and that is Martian Manhunter.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a trilogy you got there.
In the past.
Oh.
So hijinks ensue. Shout out to Joey from So Wizard. And it kind of goes some places. So definitely not your average Superboy story. I will say this: if you really like a throwback tale of Superman, this is Mark Waid does it better than everybody. So it's definitely up the alley there. Also, DC Comics. DC had a very solid lineup this week, but the one book that, surprised the hell out of me: The Fury of Firestorm.
Oh, interesting.
So this is Jeff Lemire and Javier de la Torre on the book, and this is a very different take of Firestorm than you're used to. The quick synopsis is he shows up in a small town in Colorado, and things happen that don't seem ordinary to the character. And it kind of goes from there in this very cool mystery angle.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoil too much. I was actually really surprised at this because Firestorm is I always kind of equate to Hawkman and The Outsiders.
Yep.
There's certain characters that are great in DC, but they just can't get longevity in long-going series.
Yeah.
So I like what Lemire has done in most of his stuff. JSA is a staple of mine.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious to see where this goes, but I was happily surprised with what I read here because it can get a little weird. I mean, you have the nuclear man who has powers to pretty much do anything.
Say do whatever he wants.
Yeah, so to see what he does here, it's a very, very interesting take. So definitely excited about where this is going, so definitely check that out. Over on the Marvel side of things, Gail Simone's got a double shot of Uncanny X-Men this week.
Nice.
So Uncanny X-Men 26 is out, and this is picking up the pieces after the Legion of Monsters storyline. Goes in some wild directions, and the last page absolutely floored me. If you want to read, she quote tweeted me on, or quote threaded me. I don't know how you can say that on Threads.
Whatever the term is.
Because I'm like, you're not ready for that last page. I wasn't ready for it. I marked out for it, not going to lie. And she was like, nope, you're not ready either. So definitely a very cool story there. And there's also an Uncanny X-Men annual that's taking place that ties into the past of Haven House, and you meet the Regulator. So if you've been following her story since issue 1,
okay,
Haven House is a very is the location of the Louisiana X-Men.
Okay,
and there's a lot of history behind it, and this is really bringing to the forefront the original mutant team that was there at Haven House.
Okay,
and you do see one James Howlett in the mix.
Ooh, okay.
So there's a story behind that. It's a great issue. Like I say, it's a fun compliment to what Gail's been doing in the regular series, because I always tell people, if you want to find that X-Men 97 vibe, Gail is tapped into it.
Okay.
And she is absolutely crushing it.
Okay.
So definitely recommend that. Also, Iron Man number 4, Joshua Williamson. What can you say? If you like the MCU version of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, this is your book. But it's also Williamson doing action. So,
right.
I mean, you can't go wrong with
right.
that. Carmen Carnero is on the art too. Like, it's very solid, building up for the confrontation that's been happening since day 1. So I would say this. I mean, it's been very, very entertaining for me. I'm not the biggest Iron Man fan in the world, but it's definitely got my attention. Over on Dynamite Comics, Space Ghost number 10.
Hey.
David Pepos. Do I need to say more? No.
No.
But Jonathan Lau's on the art as well. And, I mean, Space Ghost is one of the best books every time it drops. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And also give a shout out to Skybound Entertainment and Image Comics. So, Pat, are you familiar? And if you're not, I know you don't follow G.I. Joe. But do you remember last year they ran a series of one-shots called Silent Missions?
I vaguely remember that, yes.
So what it is, it's an homage to the 1983 number 21 issue. So long story short, Larry Hama, the legendary G.I. Joe writer, did a story that had no dialogue.
Okay.
And it was centered around Snake Eyes. It was actually the first appearance of Storm Shadow.
Okay.
So last year in 2025, Skybound Entertainment, who's picked up the line and is doing amazing work, Energon Universe and Outside, with Larry Hama's run now continuing there. They decided to tap back into this and did a series of one-shots called Silent Missions and centered around the G.I. Joes.
Okay.
Same premise. Different G.I. Joe.
Sure.
No dialogue.
Sure.
Story.
Sure.
They decided to bring it back this year, but this year it's centered around Cobra.
Oh, okay.
So the issue that is out now is centered around the Crimson Guard. Mm-hmm. And it's a very, very cool story. Gabriel Hardman is doing the writing and art on this. Mm-hmm. Matt Hollingsworth is on the coloring, and it's a great issue. It's a great standalone centered around the elite soldiers of the Crimson or the Cobra organization. So very cool story. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon come to life. Like I love it. So definitely excited to see where the rest of the 3 issues after this go. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you need more recommendations, fanlightzone.com. Over 30 reviews of this week's best releases on the site. Plus, don't forget to swing on over to the YouTube channel, which is exploding right now.
Hey.
And check out the video reviews that Joey's got you hooked up with, because he's covering a wide variety of stuff and is always giving you those great recommendations. That's what we do here. If we're talking comics, we're talking fanlightzone.com. That being said, that's it for the ODPH this week. So for the one and only Padawan J.
Thank you.
I'm your host, Ken M. Thank you as always for listening. We'll see you next time.